for Sunday shenanigans with Sharon. I'm not too sure if I am going to get people here because as always it's an impromptu one. Remember, this is about me connecting with you all. So if you've got any questions on Jesmonite, resin, anything else, myself, feel free to ask. I'm going to be working with Jesmonite. Now, you all may say, Sharon, are you going to do anything else with your lives other than Jesmonites? Well, the answer is absolutely yes, I am. There's going to be quite a few things I'm going to plan in and bring your way, especially with resin, which will be Blue Peter style. And I'm just going to wait to see who have I got in with me. So if you are in the room with me, holla! Let me know who you are. I love to connect with you. So we've got Natus J. I hope I've said that right. Welcome. Hello, Trisha. You're welcome. You are here. Yay. We have got a few more people coming through. I think we've got hello, Kim. Welcome. Frankie. Welcome. Haley. You made it. Welcome. Jellica, welcome. It's so nice to see some regulars. Hopefully it's not been that boring for you. You'd like to come back and hang out with me. So hello to you all. Shannon from Oklahoma, welcome. Much love back to you here. If you do have questions along the way, ask and I will try my best. Now, this week to make it a little bit better for you all, done a little bit of preparation. So I've measured out my powder, I've measured out my liquid, so hopefully we'll be a bit more efficient with time. But if you haven't seen one of my lives or don't know about Jesmonite and what I'm doing, you can ask the questions and I'll do my best to answer. So how's everybody feeling this amazing, for us in the UK, public holiday, long weekend? Not for me, I work in retail, so every day is a day at work. But I hope you're all right. So we've got Carol from Maine. So on tonight's session, we're going to do 2 plant pots. So we've not done these ones before. These are they're a little bit more expensive than the ones I've worked with in the past couple of weeks, but they are, oh, I'm already dropping things. They are a silicone mould, but they come with a harder plastic on the outside to hopefully keep our shapes. And this time we're not putting any lids on and we're not building anything together. So, you know what? It's not going to be hugely difficult to get this week right. I'm feeling it. Tonight we are going to be positive. I got Miss the Crafty Nut. Welcome. I'm glad that you've got some time from your channel to come and see me. This chair's already getting in my way. I might, if I trip over it again, I'm going to have to move it. But I'm going to go back with the colour scheme from last week that was colour choice. Colour choice? What am I saying? It was viewer's choice, not colour choice. So we're going to go back and we are going to revisit the 3 colours that we used last week, which was the bright blue, it was the amethyst purple, and then we have a slightly subtle one, which is the Irish purple. Slightly different colours. Oh, I wonder if that one is different enough. Might see if I've got a lighter purple. While we're doing that, let's see who else we've got in there. So I've got Kim here, Mona, Cosmic, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what have I done different from last week other than measured out my powder and my paste? I now have recommenders from audience, a spatula for scraping around my bowl, so that should make it way, way, way easier. And then after we've done these tubs, sorry, I'm just looking for my lighter purple, which I think is the lavender. Yeah, that's the colour we're going to go for. We're then going to come in and try some clocks. So we've got a mould, 2 little moulds. I've got them pre-measured out. We're going to see, is Jesmonite going to make a good clock with these moulds? And the idea is I'm just going to put them in one colour, or should I say the colours that I've chosen for the next set. But then I'll paint on top the numbers in gold. Anyway, that's the plan. Let's hope it works for us. And that mould from last week went in the bin. I could see no other purpose for it other than this really weird bangle. So let me have a little look. So we have the wonderful Cheryl, she's made it, welcome. We have the wonderful Paula here, welcome. I I hope everybody's well. Hello Sharon, another Sharon here. Yeah, so let's hopefully get on with this. So let me get my mixture out and let's start mixing it. I'm going to put my mask on. That's the thing with Jesmonite, make sure you do have your mask just to stop breathing in any of that fine dust, and we are going to be good to go. Has anybody got any questions, or would anybody share what they've been up to on this lovely long weekend? Alright, so I'll let you know the amount we've measured out. So to fill both of these pots here, I need 400 mils of resin, so resin, Jesmonite liquid, so 200 per plant pot there, which means I have measured out 500 grams of my white powder, and I have measured out, where am I there, 200 grams of my liquid. Alright, I don't know if it's going to be as funny for you now, not seeing me getting my big syringe out and milking my cow. But what we are going to do is apply a little bit of powder into my milk slowly, and then I've got my big whisk just to get it all beaten up nicely, and then we've got a timer of 5 minutes. But before we start mixing this together, I'm just going to see if there's any questions or how people are. So Shannon, where am I from? UK, Doncaster originally, lived in Australia for 16 years, now back down Southampton. Linda from Florida. So Serena, you like to embed dried flowers and the little trinkets in your resin. Do you think you can do it in Jesmonite? I'm sure there's a way you can incorporate it on the top, but you'd have to put a coat over it. Jesmonite is very opaque, so if you were to put anything in there, it's not going to be transparent like it is with the resin, so you'd never see through Jesmonite. It's going to be a very solid sort of consistency. But I'm only new to it, dabbling in it. I'm sure there's many creative people that have probably pressed a dry flower on it just as it's setting, and then maybe put some, I don't know, resin over the top of it. But if anybody has worked with Jesmonite and put flowers on it, pop it in the chat and share your wisdom with people. So Shannon, it is Monday morning. Oh, you are my future. All right, let's see if I can shake this in a little bit as I'm whisking it. Oh, thank you. Just leave it out there, I can get it. My Neil's been working very hard, laying patio slabs all day, so he's now having a bath. Bless him. While I cook with art. Not quite. Oh, the good thing we're doing it this way is I can look at chat while we're doing it. And it's not so noisy. So the idea with this, it's a batter-like consistency you want in. You want to get rid of as many of those pesky little clumps where possible. The only thing we're doing it with this whisk is blending it in beautifully, but it is creating a ridiculous amount of air bubbles on top. I hope I'm not shaking. I hope it's not too boring for you all. Anyway, I've got my pots ready to add the different colours in here, and I will make sure that I bring you in closer when we demould it, because I know that the camera angle is quite far away. It's because I just want to interact with you as well. It's not just all about the art. It's all about connecting with you all and seeing how you're going and hanging out with my peeps. What projects are you all working in? If you're a creative type, I'd love to know what you're all working on currently, so drop that in the messages. And whatever you're working on, what colours are inspiring you at the moment? I'd love to know that. I'm being inspired a lot by oranges, reds and yellows. I'm finding that they seem to be my in colour at the moment. So I'm staying away from it for this. Because I don't want to overuse the colour. Oh, we're losing people as it's going on. It must be a bit boring for you all staring and watching me mix this. It would be very hard to have this pre-mixed though before you come in, because you have a window of 5 minutes before it starts to cure and 20 minutes before it's fully cured. So there is a little bit of time pressure once you mix these together. But if you want instant gratification, then Jesmonite is definitely for you. Ooh, Angela is working on a tumbler with a sunset thing. Oh, I am so drawn to sunsets at the moment. Oceans, I am craving a holiday. Craving a holiday. Alright, we are nearly there. It's a lot of mixture. Alright. I have got my tub of water behind me, and you can see Zeus is just coming to say hello to you all. Just coming to see what all the action's at. The great thing with this is there is no strong smell, so my fur baby is protected. Aren't you, Zeus? Rinse out your stuff as you go in, and then I'm just going to get my mixer, my electric one. So this might get noisy, so if you are sound sensitive, just be careful. It won't be on for very long. So it's about 30 seconds. Cool bananas. We have a beautiful consistency. If that was a cake, woo! Just squirted everywhere with my cream. I'll sort that out soon. Alrighty. Put that out the way there. Alright, so that consistency, other than the aerated bubbles that's in there, that is like melted ice cream and beautiful. So, quickly going to put these into the different pots. Don't know if these pots are going to be big enough. I might have to tie the hair back. It's getting a little bit in the way already. Although it might be alright. So I'm just going to spread it with the 3 colours and rotate. I might have to go for a 4th colour at this rate. One thing I did notice last week when I put these tubs directly into the bucket behind, it's still set, it's still cured. And what I mean is, if I left a lot of this beautiful fluid in this bowl and didn't scrape it around, I had big clumps of Jesmonite to pick out, even though it was in water, which wasn't bad. It was quite therapeutic. It all flaked away beautifully. But today, because I've got these spatulas, I'm just going to try and get as much of this out as possible. But I am mindful, we're on a time frame. It definitely is like a cooking show. Alright, so we're going to pour quite a bit of the blue. Now, mica powders, Jesmonite, will use it and it will colour, but it'll go very pastel-y. It's not going to be as strong pigment as when you were to put it in resin because of how opaque this is. So you can see I'm putting a lot of pigment in there. If you were to use the actual Jesmonite pigments, they're used to dealing with this opaqueness, so they would blend in beautifully. So while I'm mixing this in, and I'm in a rush, I'm just going to see there. Hayley is working on some coasters. Oh, I'm going to need a lot more pigment than what I've just added there. That's a very light. Don't know if you can see it, but that has gone very, very, very light. The blade is lilac, I suppose that's what it is. Scraping around those edges. I may add some more pigment to that, but that's got a very nice, very, very light purple. Hoping this one's going to be darker. I will come back and read any comments that I have missed, so apologies. Oh, you tried the velvet coasters, Sharon. They do look really yummy. Good luck with it. Well, I'm going to definitely need to add some more pigment to this. That's disappeared in total, that one. Working on cell phone holders, very nice. Yeah, phone frames, I love that. That is so cool. It is definitely very, very pastel-y colour. So I don't know if you can see what I mean, but that's how pastel-y the colours have gone compared to if this was in resin, it would be a true colour. But I've got to get my skates on because the timer is working, and I've got to get it in there, and I've got to try and tap out my bubbles. Now, somebody said if you paint around the sides with Jesmonite, it does remove your air bubbles at the side. So I do appreciate that, and I do understand that. However, because I'm going to be putting in different colours, I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know if I'm articulating myself, because the colour that's at the edge is going to be the one you're going to see. I don't want to just have one colour. See, that's made no difference whatsoever. I should have just stuck with the colours that's in there. Definitely does look like melted ice cream. And then we're just going to pour it in, pour a little bit in, and then tap it and try and release those bubbles. Alrighty. Let me make sure you are in view of this before I start pouring. Make sure they are flat. Alright, I'm going to start a little bit with the dark, always from the top. Down. Higher it is, the less bubbles that are supposedly going there, allegedly. But we do have to still tap. So I put my darker pink in there. I think that's the amethyst. Now I'm going to go with a little bit of that blue. It does look so nice and smooth. Do the lighter one, which is the lavender. Ooh, there's a lump. There's a lump of pigment there that had not mixed in. Oh, hopefully that'll be hidden and you won't see it when it comes out. Now, if I have any Jesmonite left, I have some paper that I can use to make that nice little bits of shards so that we can use them for other projects. I wish I'd done slightly more blue compared to the purple, because that's now just going to look like a purple pot. Nearly there, and then I'll be able to see questions. And then we're going to tap it, get rid of as many air bubbles as possible. And then 20 minutes and the alarm will go and we are good to go. So Ellie, thank you so much for your contribution there. That's really, really nice. Thank you. Hello John, welcome, good afternoon. We're going to have a better time of it this time, in my opinion. That purple and that blue is just stunning. And look at this, we might have got the right measurements. Although I don't want it right to the top, so I can tap it. Ooh. Alright, and then I'll wash those cups out and I'll be able to reuse them. Oh, I couldn't have got that better if I planned it. Alright, let me just get the excess from around the side. I'm just going to tap them. I like, with the tapping part as well, you might not see here, but it's creating different patterns on top. And I think that's the beauty as well, because it's going to force the colours to bleed and disturb a little bit. And it'll give you some unique sort of shapes in my opinion. So I'm just going to get rid of the last of the Jesmonite. So everything has been used. I'm going to put it in my pot to give them a clean so I can reuse them over and over. You could leave your Jesmonite in and then you could just crackle it out if you so wanted. But I'm going to put those in to keep cleaning out, and then I can look at your comments while I'm tapping. Hey Siri, set timer for 20 minutes. Apologies if your timer's going to go off now, but let's have a little look what's been going on while I tap these bad boys. Denna, welcome. Jack Hat, hi. You got your first resin kit and you've yet to use it. Oh my god, you use that resin kit. Honestly, resin Jesmonite, when you give it a go and have the confidence to give it a go, you will be rewarded, and then you'll start your art addiction to this kind of medium. Just giving it a few more pops at the bottom. And I suppose this is what I'm referring to when I say that, because I'm using the different colours, I am, if you were to paint around the edge of your silicone, you'd be guaranteed to get no bubbles. But because I want the alternate colours, I just don't know if that's possible. Because it's like when you put mica powder on, you might have to put a thin bit of mica powder, but that will then make the edge of that all that colour. Anyway, I'm Sharon and I'm digressing. Laney's Crafting Creation, hello. Just popping in quickly before you go to work, 8 AM. Well, thank you for popping by. We appreciate that. Denna, welcome. Hello, Sandra. How have you been? All right. So, while these two are now curing, I think I'm going to just tap it a little bit more times because I'm a little bit obsessed. And then we will be good to start the next one. See, I'm being very efficient today. I hope you don't mind that. The next one's going to be a bit easy because it is a smaller surface. It's the clocks we're going to do. Alright, look at those colours there. I'm going to bring it in. Apologies, avert your eyes while I just take you off my stand. And I am just going to show you these colours close up, not my eyes. Apologies, apologies. So, we have a lot of air bubbles here, so I'm just going to blow on them. And I'm going to get rid of my clump here. And now if I just blow on these, all those air bubbles could go, but ignore that and just look at those beautiful pastel colours. All right, I'm putting you back in the stand, so hopefully I've got you still set up right. Hello, Raya. Is it Raven? Is that how I say it? So, Jack Cat, thank you so much for your donation. That is beautiful. I really appreciate that. Have I got you back in the right angle? There we go. So yeah, much love to you all. Any support, even a thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, sharing my videos if you feel they're worth it, really helps me and my channel for me to keep giving art out with you all. So consider liking, subscribing if you've not already. Also, I now offer membership. I'm going to reduce it down to just one option, and that is really to get behind the scenes, get to know me, other perks, but have a little look at the front there. And as people are kindly doing, there are donation options as well, but you don't have to. It's just options there for people. So thank you all for that. Hayley, I'm glad you think this is pretty. I'm just going to take my mask off now and blow over this to see if I can remove some of these bubbles without getting my hair in. I might tie my hair back. So you may or may not see that. That removed quite a few bubbles. So I'm going to just try it again. And the good thing is there's no smell like there is with resin. Alright. That is curing nicely already. So I'm just going to pop that there. Ooh. My skin was about to fold. If you've ever done rice pudding or anything where you start to get a skin across the top, when I was moving it there, it got that skin, but luckily it's gone back, because if I'd have moved it a little bit longer, it might have left a wrinkly bottom, and nobody wants a wrinkly bottom, in my opinion anyway. Alright, so I can reuse that cup for later. We've done with our 3 colours, so if you did come in a little bit later, in the first pot we did the bright blue, we had the amethyst purple, and we had the lavender. But they've gone down to very nice soft pastel colours. So, I know you're really asking me, what am I using in the clocks? Well, I'm glad you asked, because we're going to go with the aqua blue, we're going to go with the sapphire blue, and we're going to go with the copper. I think those 3 colours will look beautifully together. I'm starting to funnel in or feel my peacocks again. That sounded really bad when I stopped what I was saying. What am I trying to say is, people that know my channel know there's a few things that I constantly revisit or feel connected to. 1 is an ocean, 2 is sunsets, and 3 are peacocks. And it's that time where I'm feeling my peacock focus with those bright colours, and that majestical bird is around the corner for me to start creating with. So that's what's inspiring with these colours. So the moulds I'm going to try, and I've not tried these moulds before, silicone clock ones, small and large. So this should only take 150 ml in total of Jesmonite. I'm just going to rotate the colours into here again, just randomly, and see what that comes out like. And then I will, my numbers, my Roman numbers will be done with gold paint. So what I'm thinking is, I will have to go in here with my fingers or a paintbrush to make sure I'm getting into the corners of these numbers, because you really don't want any holes in those, do you? So I'll take my time with that, but I've got my my measurements already, my powder and my milk, all good to go. But before I do that, I'm just going to see what's happening in chat. So pretty, thank you. I know you're talking about the colours, not me. Sandra, are we still doing the Northern Lights? Yes, great shout out. So there's a couple of shout outs I want to do. One is, if you want to showcase your art in any forms of mediums, creations, whatever is your creative outlet, I've got a Facebook group which gives everybody an opportunity to showcase their creations, ask questions, share knowledge and support each other. So consider doing that. And for the month of May, we've set a challenge at whatever type of art you do, Northern Lights is our inspiration. So I think we gave it a date of by the 26th of May. So if you want to take part, go and create something. However you're inspired when you think of Northern Lights, make that come out in your creations. Put a photo up in our Facebook group, and then the winner will be selected and they'll get to go on the Facebook page for the month. And also, when you do put your creations up, if you do have your very own YouTube channel, make me aware what your channel name is, and I'll do my best to go in there and give you all a shout out on one of my up and coming videos. So that's specifically about that. And I would like to say a massive thank you to all my members currently who've taken the leap of faith to join the monthly membership for a little bit more of me and behind the scenes of what projects I'm on. If you think you might be interested in that, have a look at my page. But there's a lady who you'll see in here, PS in brackets. Just want to say a sincere thank you to that member as well. Paula has gone out of her way to find a local resin company within the UK, and she's helped me get in contact with them, so I'm testing their resin. So I just want to say a sincere thank you, Paula, for that connection, and you know, really thinking about me and sharing your knowledge and putting me in contact with people. So if ever you do have any particular colours, brands or anything you want me to try, make me aware, and I'll try and do that within my Facebook group as well, or should I say YouTube as well. But Maria, you don't need to be sorry you're late. You're here. Whenever you're here, you're never late. Gorded, could you send a gold pen when cured to do numbers? Oh yeah, you can use the gold pen, yeah. Oh, Jack Hat, welcome to bronze. Thank you very much. Hey Heather! Oh, can we just say a congratulations to Heather from Heather's Treasures. She's been a really great supporter of the channel and she has successfully landed herself a job today. An amazing achievement. I'm so happy with her. I think I'm a little bit sad because she might not be putting her videos out as quickly or as much as she did do because she's getting used to being back at work. So congratulations Heather, I'm glad you made it here for us and I can't wait to see how your little mini house that she's doing is coming along. Hello Gary. Heather, smiley faces. Right, I have digressed and I am going to put my mask on, put my hair back, and we are going to do this final thing. Now I think somebody asked me something about the I should be able to paint the numbers on this straight away. I might just do one, Cheryl, and then see how that how it responds, because Jesmonite will sweat for 24 hours. It might be best if I wait 24 hours before I do the gold embellishment, which is what I did to the other pots. I don't know, I've not been working with it long enough to know if there'll be any adverse reactions to putting it on while it's still sweating. So yeah, we'll experiment. All right, got my hair tied back, the mask is going on. Heather, you'll be very proud to know that I remembered to press my button to take out my my things, my whisk things, and I got myself a proper spatula and it worked so much easier. So thank you. And as I say to everybody, I am on this learning journey with you. With some things I might be slightly farther ahead, I might not be, because some people specialise in stuff. I don't specialise in anything. I just get my hands in everything and just enjoy it. So if ever I'm working with anything and you've got a great tip or a great suggestion, always filter it back my way, because I just like to learn with you and I am constantly learning. All right. So Heather, as per your tip, I've got my liquid already measured out in my bowl. And I have my powder already measured out, and we are going to do the same thing that we did with this, which is always add our powder to our milk and whisk it. Make sure you get rid of your clumps and have a beautiful mixture, and that's what we're doing now. But with Jesmonite, always wear gloves. You don't want to get any irritation on your skin. Sorry, I've just got to go get my gloves. Heather, I want to know if you've been out already and bought all your new stationery and everything like that for your new job, because that's what I would do. I'd be getting a haircut, maybe get an outfit and get new stationery, because I love it's like going back to school, isn't it, when you're at a new job. Ooh, Jack has finished a sculpture for Mother's Day. That's beautiful. Oh, you missed me milking the cow. Well, I've ordered new syringes. So, because it was a real pain to use this syringe again, it was squirting everywhere. But I was trying to be a bit more time efficient. But if time efficiency is not what you want and you want to see the real life dramas of, you know, my milk squirting everywhere or things like that, just let me know where it is that you want to see. Now, what did I do in my stuff? All right. Firstly, I need to put my blades back in. They had a wash. The tip is, I think I mentioned this already, but I'll mention it again. The tip is to always wash your Jesmonite off your tools straight away if you're going to be reusing them, because it does cure within 20 minutes. It'll peel off, but it's just a bit of hassle if you're rushing like this. So we have our whisk, and we are. Oh, Heather's got new clothes and shoes. Oh. Yeah, but an alarm clock, oh, isn't that a dilemma? I mean, for people that has been at home while they're isolating or working from home, going back to work at a certain time, it takes a little bit of getting used to. All right, so I'm slowly going to whisk my powder into my fluid. Shouldn't take as long as last time because there is slightly less, but a little bit at a time, not just like I did then where a whole heap fell out. Removing the clumps, and then I'll come back with the electric whisk just to make sure I have got rid of as many bubbles as possible. Heather, just so you know as well, and people that have just joined, I used the same colours that I used last week that was viewer choices. And I thought I'd do them again because it was a beautiful colour scheme that was requested by people in here. But my mould didn't work. It was a really crappy mould and I ended up putting it in the bin and I had a temper tantrum. But the colour scheme was beautiful. Alright. I'm just going to get my whisk. That feels a little bit thicker than the last mixture, but I know the mixture's right. I do love the fact that I've got my bowl here with water just to be able to rinse it all off. I need one of those, you know, if you've got a barbecue where you have your little side table and it might have a little sink in there, or it's all convenient. I think that Neil needs to build me a little kitchen top in here. Anyway, I'm digressing at the wrong time. Avert your ears if you are sensitive to sound, just for 30 seconds. I'm pressing my black button to release it, although it still squirts everywhere. So I would recommend as well, you may or may not see it, but it's squirted here. So if ever you're doing anything like this around your artwork that you love, that you've got on display, be careful because you might get splatters everywhere. But what I'm going to do now is just spread this mixture. It's a beautiful consistency, if I do say so myself. Here's one I baked earlier. Just going to go around the edges to make sure it's all in and looking for no lumps, which there isn't. It's like that melted ice cream look, which is what you're going for. And I'm going to spread it between 3 different pots for 3 different colours. And you can choose to leave your Jesmonite as it dries in the pots and crumble it out later for effects you can put in other things, or you can just choose to rinse it out. I'm hoping you're going to be able to see here. Ooh. It's very hard to know exactly how much Jesmonite you need for some of these moulds. It doesn't feel like it works the same way resin do, but I just don't know if that's in my head. And what I mean by that is you could look at something and think, well, a resin would take that amount, so I'll go for that consistency or that amount. It doesn't always transfer to Jesmonite. But today, in preparation for this session, I filled up my moulds with water just so I could see how much, from a volume point of view, it was saying it needed. And the last one was pretty damn right, if I do say so myself. Just giving it a clean. Glad I've got an apron here. Alright, so very similar to the other one. This is going to take a lot of pigment compared to what it would do with resin. So this is the Arteza pigments we were using. Just using the same ones for consistency. Ideally, you should mix this into your powder before you add your milk. But because I'm not doing it one colour, for ease for Sharon, oh, that was a lot, I decided to add it afterwards. Now, there's no real issues other than you just want to make sure you've got no clumps in there. Cheryl, the aqua blue is just for you. I'm hoping it's going to give a nice colour for you. Yeah, I did get much more using the spatula. It was a very good suggestion, Heather. Alright, I decided to add a bit more bronze because there didn't look like there was enough. No rhyme or reason, it just didn't look enough. Okay. It's like Blue Peter. It is like Blue Peter. Here's one I prepared earlier. Now, my Blue Peter is definitely one I'm working on behind the scenes. It's not really gone bronze. What colour would you say that is? Terracotta? Ew. I don't know if I like that. What do you reckon? I'm going to have to use it now, I'm afraid. That's the thing when it's such an opaque pigment, like opaque. Hello, who's that there? Oh, no, it wasn't for me. Hello, hello, hello. No, it's definitely not bronze, is it? It was meant to be. I'm hoping it's still going to look all right. But we can just test the mould, can't we? I mean, it's not going to be... What if I put a bit of glitter in? What do you reckon? Sparkle it with a bit of glitter? I'm stressing a little bit, though, because Siri is ticking away for us. Terracotta, yeah. Thank you, Hayley. I thought it was terracotta. I mean, once they're in there, they're definitely not. It's not ugly. It goes. But it's just definitely not bronze. So I'm going to see if I can find some glitter. I've got some burnt orange glitter I'm going to put. Hey Siri, stop. Sorry if that's made your Siri go off. So I'm adding a little bit of glitter. Not too sure what that's going to do. Or even if it just adds a little bit of sparkle. And it's just got lost into the opaqueness. Alright. I'm going to add a lot more glitter. I've got no idea as well what this is going to do to the chemical of the Jesmonite, adding all this extra stuff. But we shall see. Alright. Alright, so this is where I was going to use a brush to try and paint some in, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to get the time to do this before it all starts setting. I'll do it in the numbers to start with. Just go around a little bit. I'll get my little stick and rub it around. You see me really experiment. Alright. I don't know if I'm going to rub it around panic and not really get in there. But I'm going to do my best. I am absolutely worried about the time on this before it starts to cure. What can I do? I don't know any other quick way of doing this because they are, the numbers themselves, the Roman numerals, are very delicate. There's such a great chance that there are going to be air bubbles in this. So I'm just trying my hard. I don't even know where that number is. What number are you? I can't see where I'm meant to be putting it in. I'm just going to try and help it fill as many of those little holes as possible. Oh gosh, that's even smaller. Well, we can always see it's a very, very old clock that was found in some ruins somewhere. And the holes are meant to be there. It's just giving it character. What do you reckon? We could say that. I cannot see where my numbers are. Didn't think this one through, did I? Alright. Just get that off because that's one of my paintbrushes I really like. I don't know why I just grabbed that one. Alrighty. So I'm going to try and keep this terracotta colour towards the edge a little bit. And then hopefully other colours will bleed in, but I can feel it thickening already. Oh, the pressure, Sharon, the pressure. A little bit more around there. I've got to give these a shake and I've not thought about how I'm going to do that. Talking out loud. Alright, what I'll do is I'll run my stick around and try and make sure I get near the edges or under the edges. See, this is the thing that I don't enjoy as much as resin. I think it's because when it's starting to cure, your colours are not going to bleed into each other. It's more or less going to stay as it is. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But when I start shaking it, hopefully, sorry, I'm focused on swirling this, aren't I? I can't hear. Alright, come on. Let's get it all in here, then I've got to give it a shake. Well, hopefully all the lighter colours have gone to the onto the front. And I'm just going to tell myself that it's all really, Sharon, it's all really just testing this mould to see if Jesmonite is going to add any value to it. And the colour schemes are just a byproduct. I'll keep telling myself that. So I've got a little bit of leakage here on this one. I will check chat again soon. Apologies. A little bit of... And the great thing with Jesmonite is I can sand it off afterwards if need to. So there is no Jesmonite left in the blue or the green, but there is some left in the terracotta. So I'll use that just to fill the back up. And I've got no idea how I'm going to tap on this one. But I've got to find a way to tap on it. If you do have any questions, I will get back to you shortly. When I resume and I'm back in the building, I think that's all I'm going to do with that one. Alright, I'm going to see if there's any obvious air bubbles. I'm really not loving this design, but let's see what we can do to try and add something aesthetically prettier than what it was. But this is going to be on the back anyway, so it's not really going to matter too much, I suppose. But if you are going to swirl, you have to swirl fairly quickly before it sets. And once you start seeing the creases coming like you get in there, you can see that it's setting. I'm talking in rhythm there as I'm doing this. Okay, that looks a bit more interesting from a back point of view. I don't think I'm going to be able to do much with this because it is one colour. But you don't know, it might be doing something underneath. Oh, I'm starting to get my wrinkles. Look, come on, Sharon, before the wrinkles get in there. Alright, I think that's all I can do. Alright, so time for me to catch up on chat. Apologies, I was out of the zone there, wasn't I? Alright, move this one out of the way. And then we can then demold this one. It's heated up. Actually, let's catch up on chat there. 9 till 5. 9 till 5, Dolly Parton there. Oh, so many nice words for you, Heather. Good luck. Mary. Oh, you nearly got to miss. You didn't get a ding. A lot of people are not getting a ding when I'm getting my notification out. Have you ever thought about maybe using vintage jewellery or jewellery pieces in the resin? I have actually. I just don't know how. I get inspired by the wonderful Heather when it comes to jewellery and things like that. There is a way that you probably could. I mean, is there anything specifically you had in mind? What was Zeus there behind me? Was he there? Oh. What am I making? Well, I'm making... Oh, I should actually come and show you. I'm going to bring you in to show you what I've done at the back. Oh, just bear with me. You're going to get a little bit... Ooh. So this is the back of the one that I've just done. So these are clocks. They are moulds with clocks. And I am going to... Moulds with clocks? Yeah, that's right. And I'm going to see, is Jesmonite going to work with these moulds? And I've got some plant pots here that are heated up. So we're just waiting for them to cool down. And then I can demold them. Bear with me while I flip you back and put you back. Hopefully I've got you in the right place again. It's like I set it up and then once I move it. And so the reason we have to wait for this to cool down is it's just in a rapid set, and you have to wait until it cools down before you remove it. You remove it from the mould because Jesmonite will continue sweating for 24 hours and it'll stop it leaving any sweat marks. So you just need to basically take it out of its mould then. Patricia, you are never late when you arrive to the party. You are here at the time you're meant to be, and we all welcome you. Oh, thank you, Mary. Yeah, thumbs up if you can, that'd be really helpful. We're on hopefully the final stages. I'll be able to reveal and show you these. We did go pat with the same colour schemes as last week to see what they're going to make in these plant pots. And job's a good one. We're done, and I think that we've been really efficient this time because last time it took 2.5 hours and currently we're at 50 minutes. That is a Sharon record, and that's because I did some preparation to try and save you some time. I don't know if it worked better. I don't know if you prefer seeing me getting my cow milked and measuring out my flour. I'll let you decide on that and give some feedback. Oh, thank you people for helping Gary search me out. Yeah, check in a link for one of my videos as well. There should be a link that takes you to the Facebook group as well. Hello. Just noticed you were streaming. What's been going on? Well, there's been a lot going on. We've made 2 plant pots and we're waiting for them to cool down and then we'll demold them. And we're trying for the first time these silicone molds for some clocks, and we're going to see if they work with Jesmonites. And there's been some nice banter going on between people. Heather's got a new job and we're all celebrating that. Yeah, we've been... You was in the kitchen making honeycomb. That sounds lovely. Honeycomb like you get when you get the crunchies. Oh, I do love a crunchy. Yeah. Anyway, don't forget to join the Facebook group if you want to take part in the Northern Light Challenge. So that means whatever type of art or whatever type of creative outlet you are, if you want to take part, just be inspired by that theme and post a picture up in my Facebook group, the Vivid Days Facebook group. And if you're the winner, you get your photo up for a month within the webpage. But also, if you've got a YouTube channel, let me know and I'll do my best to shout you out on my channel as well. Oh, I go live when you leave your house. Watching in the parking. Lot of local chicken shop. Get in there. Somebody wants to watch me, so they're watching me in a car park. I love that. I'm so sorry. I choose this time because I work in retail, and when I get home, if I do work a Sunday, I will always be home for this time. So it gives me time to come home, spend a bit of time with Neil, if he's not laying a patio like he is, have food with each other and then carry on and come up here. So this time I did it in reverse. I came home, got my powdered, measured, got all set up ready, then cooked the food and then came up here. So, oh, I'm glad that you love my art, and I appreciate you, Annie, for your support and everybody else in here. Heather, I have some watches I got from my sister, and then I tore them apart and add them to resin to make pendants for me and my surviving sister. Just haven't done it yet. It sounds like it's going to be a beautiful project, Heather. Organise. I think today it was just that I'm committed to trying to do these lives every Sunday, so it's kind of like, what can I do to make sure it happens this week? Yeah, I think Heather, if you do a video on that, that would be amazing. Thank you for sharing what you're doing on that. Just going to keep feeling this. They are cooling down now, so it won't be too long before we can reveal these ones. And then this one is curing nicely. I'm just not too sure about the colour underneath. I want to pick it up and have a little look. Yeah, I hope we do get to see them. Anyway, if I do it too early, there's a risk that it's so fragile it'll crumble. So this is just the waiting around time. Does anybody have any questions? I'm reading the chat here and I'm loving that you're all just chatting with each other. It's just blooming fantastic. I just don't want to spend time just staring here. Maybe if I just do this every so often, people might think that it's frozen. Oh, all right. I'm going to start to remove these from the outer edge so that they're ready for coming out. Hope that's possible. I might have to cut these in half because when you're doing two together, it's a little bit of patting the head and rubbing the tummy all at the same time. Alright, and one outer out. Two outer out. Alright, I'm going to let gravity help me, so I'm going to move them to this side where it's a little bit cleaner. Get rid of some of my Jesmonite blobs. And then, I really do feel like to get them out of here, I need to take them, cut them in half. Just don't know if cutting them in half. Yeah, I'm going to cut them in half. I don't think it will remove the strength from the mould. It's just going to be very hard to pull them out. Oh, they're separated. All right. So it's the nerve-wracking part, this. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's pretty. Oh my word. Get in there. The first time there's no hair bubbles. Yeah! Little celebration dance. I don't think that's happened to me yet with Jesmonite. Look how soft and beautiful that colour is there. Now I am going to get my my nail file out and trim that. But that, I think, look at that. Nope, no bubbles around the top. That's a sellable one like that. I would have loved to have had more design inside there, but you can't have everything, Sharon. So that's number one. I can feel the heat in this mould still. Alright. Alright, let's see if we're going to have success with number two. And then we'll get our nail file out and do the bottom while it is still allowing us. And hopefully we will have success with number two. Ooh. Oh yes. Oh yes. Number two, get in there. Victory. Alright, so here we are. Number two, we got, you see the purple there, that's where there was a, oh Siri's talking to me. There was a clump of pigment there. It's dried and it's whole, but it's just giving you a more defined colour. And the same with the blue there. And no holes around the edges. Got a little bit wrinkly there, not too bad, that's just where I moved it, but let's go in there with a sandpaper. I'm so happy. Bear with me while I just rustle. Now for the people that were here with me last week, you know that I can sand. Because I had to sand for about half an hour of last week's video. This time it's going to be a pleasure. It's just basically a nail file. A big one. It came in a resin kit I've got. And we are just going to, away from where this is curing, sand the bottom. But it is so fragile that it will just come away like a powder. Now this is your window of opportunity for resin to do this before it sets like concrete over the next 24 hours. You've got a beautiful window of opportunity to just perfect sort of your bottom area. We all want a perfect bum. There we go. I love that bottom. Love the blending of the colour there. You might not be able to see it so much. Who have we got here? Hello Susan, welcome. A wrinkly bottom is not a problem. No, it's not. It's not. Alrighty, so you may or may not be able to see it, but that's all crumbled away beautifully. With this, because it is going to be used as a little plant pot, this will need to be have sealant on it. So I'll let it cure for the next 24 hours, and then I'll come back and I'll add a sealant on it. It needs about 3 layers on it. Oh, I just love that, the subtleness of it. I'm impressed, people. I'm happy. If I'm happy, you're happy. All right, so I'm just going to go around this little edge here as well. And then we're not going to be far off for the clocks. Now the clocks, it'll be interesting. I don't think I'm going to have the same success with there being no bubbles because I couldn't shake it or tap it. I went in with my paintbrush, but I didn't know what I was doing. What happened to last week's project? Well, the actual moulds are in the bin. I have kept my other one because it had a lot of memories for me with doing it for you. So anything that's ever been a success or a memory of an art journey, I keep it nearby to show you, or to show me, never give up. So it is here. You might not be able to see it. So I've kept it on my shelf where I keep my prototypes. Just as a reminder of that traumatic event last week for me. I mean, on the whole scheme of things, it wasn't really traumatic. It was actually fun. But yeah, I thought it is not worth the hassle with those moulds. They are defected. They will serve no purpose. They're dead to me. Oh, look at all those smiles. The kind is calling it, it's giving away smiles. Oh, all right, so we're a lot less sanding I'm having to do this week, and that's just to make my base all nice. So I absolutely love those. So I am going to stand them on top of my moulds while they cure. Upside down. Just while they continue to sweat over the next 24 hours. So we've got a little bit of time now. I don't want them falling off the edge. I really like those. We've got a little bit of time for this. Not too far off. So I'd say another couple of minutes. Are you having belly chuckles remembering what happened last week? Ooh. Oh. So these moulds, these are from Etsy, and these were branded as specifically for concrete moulds. When they say they're concrete moulds, they're slightly wider around the edge. And now I'm not a plant pot expert or anything like that. You can still use resin moulds for them, but they can be thinner because the resin will handle more than the brittleness of the Jesmonite. So these were specifically on Etsy for like plant pots or small succulent ones. They're marketed as cement ones. They've got like a hard exterior, and then you've got your silicone on the inside. And they were, I think, slightly more expensive than I normally pay for moulds, but I would prefer to pay slightly more expensive if I know that you're going to get something that's not out of shape. And that, because resin, it does weigh a lot, but Jesmonite feels like it's sort of heavier consistency. I don't know what I'm doing. That looked really bad looking back at me, but oh, Sandra. It started off great last week. It just went downhill. Once my moulds were misshaped and they won't go together, they won't fit in, so it took a lot of sanding trying to fit them in, and then I'm heavy-handed, so the pots all started to crack, and then I gave up and chucked my mould in the bin. But I've kept, you know, I've kept evidence of it just to remind me to keep going. Alright, we are just waiting for this. Oh, I don't like the design straight away. I'll show you what I mean. So the bottom, really pretty. What I don't like is that. So basically Jesmonite, because it was nearly setting, it doesn't bleed into each other. So I shoulda, woulda, coulda worked on the design upside down. But we'll still show you the mould. So the mould itself has bubbles in it as well, but it's got potential. So the colour scheme, absolutely terrible. But the little clock itself, I'm going to have to cut through the hole there if I was going to use it to get that through, because I've covered it up. But the numbers themselves are quite risen, so... But you see how I mean about it's not bled into each other? So my design there, not as good. I think it's going to be the same with this one as well. Yeah. So I reckon one colour for this would have looked better. But again, I've covered up the hole there. So the colour scheme is not very good. Oh, I did say I was going to do a dirty pour, didn't I? Well, we'll do it next week. But for such as this, the mould itself is actually good. The colours that I've chosen, if they were to have bled into each other nicely, which they didn't, it would have been nice. So these are a win. The moulds are a win. The colour scheme's absolutely, I don't like it. But potential. All right. I think we've done for today's session. And look at this. Just over an hour. That's a record for Sharon. 2 different projects. 1 really happy with. 2 has potential, but the colour scheme's not so good, but the moulds themselves are okay. But yeah, over to questions or anything before we go today. Heather, oh, I'm sorry I didn't do my data pour. I'll try and do it next week, I promise you. Well, yeah, I could. I was thinking to myself, maybe I could paint some sort of swirls, but I think what I want to do is, if I was to, I might try it now, see if I put gold on just one of the numbers. Because what did that take? 150ml of Jesmonite. I think next time I'd do like a marble effect with them, because the mould definitely has potential, but I do want to see how easy can I shove through, because I ain't going to get a clock through there. What am I trying to say? It's covered up the hole, so it's not straight through, so you'd have to drill it. I do want to see if, when I paint directly on Jesmonite, when it's not 100% cured, is it going to hold the colour well, or is it going to... Do you have to wait until it's fully cured before you add it? It's like an instant facelift, look at that. I mean, this does have holes in, but I might be able to use it as part of a piece of bigger project I've got. So it has allowed me to put the pen on it directly. I can't see any devalue from adding it on at that stage, but I might leave it now and see if it creates any like white stains on it the next day. But I just want to say a sincere thank you to each and every one of you for your support, the thumbs up, the subscribes, the shares, hanging out with me, your amazing sense of humour, and turning up to these. A marble effect would be very cool. I reckon I might give it a go through the week and try it with the marble. Yeah, you can paint on cured Jesmonite, you absolutely could. So I think what I might do is maybe have a go at look at me with my little, I'm a teacher, filling in the holes, but maybe look at putting that within a coaster, so I could paint it a colour and maybe set it within a coaster or something. There'll be something I can use it with, or I can just whack it with a hammer, get it into nice little shards, and then I can use it for some more art later. But I will put the link in once I've finished this, I'll put the link in for both these moulds on my video, so if you are interested in any of them, at least you know where I got them from. So great as always. Why, thank you. Definitely better next, it definitely will be better next time. We live and we learn and we perfect. And I just want to say thank you so much, each and every one of you. But I am going to say good night. Have a wonderful bank holiday if it is bank holiday weekend for you. If not, enjoy your Monday. And I'll see you on the next time. So much love, peace, speak soon, and keep creating. But most of all, keep